tolling seems to be a very expensive investment on the upfront. It takes a lot of time to bring that money back in from what you invested at the first place. And at the meantime, we could be investing that money into, you know, rural roads and bridges and other infrastructure. You know, when it comes to registration fees or you know, the surcharge on gasoline, that sort of thing, I do think we have to look at it. And we have to talk to the stakeholders. So I was at a, of course, again, I'm from the farm, so I was at a Farm Bureau meeting the other day, which I'm a member of. And, you know, one of the policies that they said they actually approve of is a possible increase in the tax on dyed fuels, which is, you know, of course, is what farmers use, and that sort of thing. So yeah, I think we have to have an open mind about it. I would like to look at. I won't just say an amount like, oh, this is the amount we maybe need to, you know, increase funding at. I would want to sit down and actually look at the hard numbers. But yeah, if I reached out to my stakeholders in Trempealeau, Buffalo, and Jackson counties, I said, hey. I talked to a lot of people. Hey, we all agree we need to do something about our infrastructure. We need to find revenues for it. And then, you know, I'd be open if the people in my district support that.
The state's also going to have to move into some general funds to fix it, because you cannot raise taxes enough on the gas tax, because you're going to limit other factors. But if they can move some funding from the general aid into sharing it with the counties. So it used to be that the state used to do more shared revenue, general transportation aid, GTA funds, and they've cut those back significantly over the last 8 years, especially since Walker's come and he's cut back the shared revenue aid. And so we used to do probably 5 to 6 miles of road every year. Sometimes we do 10, depending upon the project of the road. But now we're down to, the last couple of years have been about 2.5 miles of road, which frankly is unsustainable.
So you would vote for an increase in the gas tax?
I would. It's not a sexy vote. It's not the most popular vote. But sometimes we need to realize what we got to do.
And what about the talk in the Capitol about tolling? How do you feel about tolling?
I'd have to be convinced on it. You know, whenever we go to Illinois, we go to some farm shows in Kentucky, and we do our best to avoid them. So I'm not sure if tolling is the right way to do it.
Proposals that have been made to have a higher registration for hybrids, that's ridiculous. I mean, those should be incentives. You know, people shouldn't be penalized for trying to save energy and save gas and driving hybrids. So it just seems like there's a really huge disconnect the way highways are being funded currently.
Could you support raising the gas tax or the $75 you and I pay to register a vehicle, or tolling, which is being discussed in the Capitol?
I know tolling is being discussed. I would need to have more information on that. I think registration is already quite expensive. I mean, people already struggle with that. So there needs to be a way to not put the burden on, you know, people that are really struggling, working people. So obviously that'll take a lot more study, but we do need to do something different, that's for sure.
Would you consider a few penny increase in the gas tax?
Possibly.